The Yankees drop yet another series. They go right back to losing after winning yesterday. And I don't know, man. Their last 8 series, they are 0-7-1 because they split one series in Toronto. But the 7 out of 8, they lost. They haven't won a series in over a month. And they had a clear chance to win this third game in Tampa, and they couldn't do it. Nestor Cortez, I don't know what's going on with that guy. I really don't. The guy cannot pitch on the road. He got the ball today, and he was awful, to say the least, really. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, gave up a home run to Randy Rosarina, 2-run shot right out of the gate. And, he just didn't have it. And I don't know why this guy. I mean, he was great his last start in Yankee Stadium, but on the road he's got an ERA over 5, and he just, for whatever reason, when he goes on the road, most of the time he's shit. He stinks. And again, another one of those starts on the road where he didn't have it, which sucks because he had such a great start last time, and you thought, you know what, this could have been a day he could have turned a corner and could have said, you know what, screw the road stats, but nope. And yeah, the Rays were teeing off him. And the Yankees actually got a little bit lucky because one ball that apparently hit the, like the, what do they call it? Like the like almost hit like the roof on the Trop. It was like the catwalk or something. If it hits that, it's a home run, and people were saying, oh yeah, it looked like it hit that. One of the batters for the Rays, I believe it was, who was it? It was they ended up ruling it a double, but it was let me find out real quick. It was Yandy Diaz. Sorry, Yandy Diaz, who hits Nestor pretty well, by the way, and the umpire reviewed it. They upheld it. It was a double. But then Randy hits the home run anyway. So, and then Randy, like the idiot that he is, he goes around the bases, putting his hand in the air, putting his hand in the air, and swirling around his finger, doing the home run signal. It's like, shut up, freaking idiot. You know what? Take your 200 batting average, and you know what? Screw off. I'm really sick of this. This guy's batting 203. He's got 12 home runs, and he goes around acting like the shit on that. They're so cocky and such a pain in the ass. I wish this team would get fired up and get pissed off, man. You see stupid shit like that. I wish this team would get fired up. But nope. Yankees go down. Austin Wells had a great game, only to get pinch hit for later on. He had a home run in the top of the second, a solo shot off Rays starter Shane Baz, who this was his second start of the year. His first outing was in Texas a week ago, and this is a guy who's had arm problems for a lot of his career. I believe he was coming back from Tommy John again, and Yankees hit him a little bit, but not really, other than the Wells home run. And then the other time they got him, I believe they got, was it 2 runs off him? 3 runs. They got 3 runs off him. The Wells home run, and then Juan Soto hit a home run to tie the game at 2-2 in the top of the third. It was an opposite field shot, which was nice. And, then Ben Rice had a sac fly into left field. So, to make it 3-5. Ben Rice, who's been one of the few guys on this team hitting, which is not, I don't want to say nice, but at least he's hitting. I mean, Really not getting much production from anybody else. And it sucks because I should have came out of this with right out of the gate. But the Yankees had second and third in the first inning with nobody out, and they couldn't score. Juan Soto had a double. Alex Verdugo had a single. Or no, sorry, it was Verdugo single, leadoff single, Soto double, second and third. Judge flied out to right. Didn't hit it deep enough for the runner to come in. Ben Rice struck out, and then Gleyber Torres struck out. Just can't happen. It's like the same song, man. We get runners in scoring position, and now we get second and third, and we can't drive that freaking guy in. Are you kidding me? It's just the same crap, man. It's the same thing. We can't hit with runners in scoring position, and we have second and third. All you need to do is hit a deep fly ball or a medium fly ball. I couldn't even do that. And that's a one-run difference right there. Look, we lost this game 5-4. If we were able to capitalize in that first inning, maybe we would have won this game. But nope. And the Yankees continued to do what the Yankees do. They continue to leave runners on in crucial spots over and over and over again. It's the same walking thing. Same song, man. Yankees were 1 for 14 with runners in scoring position in the series versus the Rays a little over an hour ago. And then that went to 6 for 41. Started with 1 for 14, then it went to 6 to 41. And it's just terrible. That's terrible. It's just 6 for 41 runners on base. That was a tweet. I think that's been like the last several games, but 1 for 14 in the series runners in scoring position. It's just crazy. It's just insane. I don't know. They can't hit with runners in scoring position. And the Rays aren't a good team. They left like 10. They had like 10 opportunities last night to hit with runners in scoring position. They couldn't do it either. So I don't know. It's just it's just the same crap over and over and over. And, but yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, this team is just, they're awful. They're awful right now. It just looks like there's no energy, really. I mean, look, last night, if I'm recapping the series, right? Last night, the bullpen was great. Bullpen saved our ass last night. And Trent Grisham, player of the game, and we don't win if Trent Grisham didn't drive in those 2 runs, the RBI double, the sac fly. Those are the 2 runs we got. More for that, we don't win the game. Bullpen saved our ass, holding a 1-run lead from like the 5th inning on. And yeah, we win that game, barely, nail biter. We lose the first game, just sloppy play, like this game. And let me pull up that score. We lost that game. Oh, yeah, we lost that 5-3. That was when Carlos Rodon just didn't have it. Fastball was getting hit. First innings are terrible for Rodon, over a 9 ERA in the first inning. And it's just one thing after the other. It's either the pitching or the hitting or both or vice versa. I mean, it's just nothing's clicking for this team right now. Absolutely nothing. And I'm tired of, Aaron Judge is in a bit of a slump right now too. That sucks. And, it just, I don't know. It's just really, it's just bad. It's just really bad. Yankees are 7-18 in their last 25 games. They have a 14-18 record versus the AL East this season. Unbelievable. We started 49-21 and are now 6-17. Since no team in the wild card era since 1995 has started with 49-plus wins in their first 70 games and missed the playoffs. Okay, but this team is just spiraling out of control right now. And, Carlos Rodon, after his outing the first game, his ERA is now up to 4.63. I'm just throwing all the negatives out here because there's a lot of them. and because this team is atrociously bad right now. Worst team in Major League Baseball. They have the worst record in Major League Baseball over the last month. And, coming into this series, they were 6-16 in their last 22 games. It was the worst in Major League Baseball. Now they are, 7-19? The last 25. You do the math there. And Baltimore just got swept by the Cubs, so it would have been the perfect time to further capitalize and gain some ground in the division. But nope. And then I got to listen to this shit today on WFAN. Apparently WFAN interviewed Brett Boone, Aaron Boone's brother. And, of course, Aaron Boone's brother is going to go on there and defend him, right? He's not going to go on there and bash his brother. So, can't say I'm shocked or surprised. But, of course, he goes on there and rambles a whole bunch of nothing. But the same spiel that, oh, yeah, on the outside, it looks like, he's not being tough on his players. But I can assure you, knowing Aaron and he's, behind closed doors, he's really tough on those guys. Yeah, okay, Brett. All right. You're not fooling anybody. I understand as a fan, we're not in the locker room. We don't see what goes on behind the scenes. I understand that argument. But here's where I'm going to question that to being absolute bullshit. Okay? We watch this team. We've seen the effort this team has been giving over the last several weeks. Guys not hustling. Guys, booting balls that they should have, just putting no effort behind it. You have guys forgetting, not knowing whether a ball's fair or not. Come on. And you want to tell me that nope, despite that eye candy test, despite seeing all that, nope, you're wrong, Aaron, he really is tough on those guys behind the scenes. Really? Come on. I'm not an idiot. I just feel like it's like a politician talking to us, just lying over and over and over again with a straight face. It's just, I don't believe it. I don't buy it for a second. Is Aaron Boone the entire problem with this team? No. But is he part of the problem? Yes. Are they going to fire him? No. At the end of the day, yes, the players have to produce. I understand that. But the manager sets the tone. And Aaron Boone said it the other day. Yeah, I'm the guy that sets the tone, helps get these guys. I got to get these guys prepared, set the tone, and, as the manager, as the leader. He said that yesterday, actually, to the press. And it's like, really, Aaron, you're saying that, and then look at how this team is going out and playing. Really? Come on. It's just, I can't. I can't listen to him. And of course he's not gonna bash the team and say, he's not gonna do that. He's always gonna spin everything into positive, which whatever. But the lack of accountability for me, that's just what always pisses me off. And and this team just is flat. They're flat. They're not looking like they're playing with really any energy other than a couple of guys. And offense needs to pick up their weight. I understand Nestor stinks on the road. I understand that. I get it. But at the end of the day, the offense needs to pick it up. I'm tired of turning these games on, and it's just the same thing over and over and over again. We get runners in scoring position. We have bases loaded, no outs. We have runners on second and third, no outs. First and second, no outs. First and third, less than 2 outs. I'm just sick of the same fucking thing over and over. And we see this every single year. It's like the Yankee special. We get prime opportunities to score numerous times a game, and it's like it feels like almost every time it's just nope, nothing, an absolute dud of an inning. And these guys that bats are just super uncompetitive. Juan Soto today. He had a great game, but he swung the bat. I believe it was like 6th, 7th inning. His hand was hurting. He grimaced, and I'm just like, oh, great, here we go again. So apparently he's been dealing with some pain in his hand, getting treatment every day. He had a good game, couple of hits, home run, but that's concerning. And, Aaron Judge, he's been in a slump. And he has 0 extra base hits over his last 8 games. The last time he's done that was 2016. So he's in the cold spell. It's whatever. I know he's going to come out of it. I mean, we saw him the first month of the year, but it just sucks because obviously nobody else in this lineup is hitting. And if he was, we probably would have won this game. But it shouldn't always be on him to win every fucking game. I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous. That's not how a baseball team should work. This isn't the NBA. This isn't football. It's not how it should be. So I don't know. And it's just really embarrassing as a fan watching this. It's appalling. And now we got to go to Baltimore and face them. And I understand they just got swept by the clubs. They've lost 5 of their last 7, but it's Baltimore. They've had us all year long. They've had our number the entire year. And now we got to go there and face them for 3 games. My goodness. It's just, this all-star break cannot come soon enough. And I don't know what the Yankees are going to do at the deadline. They just rumored today, oh, yeah, Jazz Chisholm Jr., he's a name that Yankees can go out and get. Is that really going to move the needle? Jazz Chisholm Jr.? He's young, he's all right, but he's nothing like amazing offensively or defensively. Like, come on, is that really going to move the needle? And what are you going to have to give up for him? Because he's got multiple years of control. Miami's going to sell him rather high. So, come on, man. I just, Cole gets the ball on Friday. Luis Hill will get the ball Saturday. Rodon will get the ball Sunday. That's the starting line for the Baltimore series. Now, since this is a series recap, I can't just talk about this one game that obviously sucked. So I'll just go over the key highlights really quick. Soto had the home run, and Yankees left second and third, no outs in the first inning. But Soto had a home run, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking. I'm just kind of tired and frustrated. Soto had the home run, and then it was Wells, right? I said Wells had the home run in the second, and then Rice had the sac fly, and then Rice had an RBI hit in the top of the 9th, where the Yankees rallied again, first and third, 2 outs. Gleyber Torres came up and popped out. Game ended. Yep, there we go. Typical Gleyber Torres. And, several times. And in that 9th inning, the Yankees had runners in scoring position and could just not get the hit they needed. Ben Rice did his job. Ben Rice had a good game. But other than that, other than him and Soto, offense one big nothing burger, one big dud yet again. And it's truly quite incredible that this team has gone over a month without winning a series. Pretty astonishing. That basically sums up tonight's game. So, and to briefly cover the other 2 games, right? I said Rodon in the first game didn't have his fastball, gave up a 3-run shot to Isaac Paredes, who's the Rays DH. He's pretty freaking good, big power hitter. And Rodon, his fastball, it sucks. It's a meatball. I don't know why he throws it as much as he does, because he just gets hit constantly. Like I said, his ERA in the first inning is over 9. He's now 9-7 with a 4.63 ERA on the season after that start 2 days ago. And, it was really the first inning for him that went to complete shit, giving up 4 runs, 3 on a 3-run home run, and then he gave up 1 on a Randy Rosarina double. Ben Rice had a home run, though, to get the Yankees back in the game in the top of the 7th to make it 3-4. And, that was, other than that, that was really it. So, I'm trying to see where they got that other run. I don't know. Oh, yeah, Gleyber Torres had a RBI hit in the top of the 1st. Yep. That was when we had a lead for all 5 seconds. And then Rodon came in and boom, just like that. It's over. And, so look, I know I've kind of been all over the place with this episode. I try not to be with the series recaps, but you got to understand, part of me is just not as sharp because I'm just astonished how bad this team is. I'm tired of seeing the same thing. And I know it kind of sounds super repetitive, but it has to be because what we are watching, it's the same thing. It's the offense just cannot get going at all. Feels like for well over a month now. And the pitching just timely does not do its job when the offense is giving you some production at all. And, if they don't have a massive trade deadline, it's over. Like I've said. And, people want to, start picking on Judge or Soto, before this game and this and that. Look, you can't expect those two guys to carry the team the entire year. It just doesn't work like that. Yes, players have hot streaks. They have slumps. You can't expect the same two guys to keep carrying the entire team. All right, this isn't the NBA. This isn't the Lakers. All right, well, kind of is the Lakers because same disappointment in the playoffs. But you know what I mean. It's baseball. I mean, it's obviously a team game, and you just can't have it. All right, so Soto and Judge are going to have their mini slumps, and the rest of the lineup needs to pick it up. Anthony Volpe, Alex Verdugo, Gleyber Torres. I mean, Gleyber Torres, have we seen like anything more than like half a week good stretch from him at all this year? I don't think that guy's put together more than like a good couple of games in a row. That was it. I mean, it's just, it's awful. It's awful. Ben Rice is hitting. Good for him. Austin Wells was 2 for 2 today, had a home run. He's been heating up, like I've said. Hence, he should be playing every day. And then guess what? Yankee management was stupid enough to pinch hit Trevino for him late in the game. It was the 7th inning. They send up Trevino. What are you doing, man? Because it's lefty. Yep. Let's get Trevino in there. Come on, man. You don't do this matchup shit with one of your hottest hitters at the plate right now. Come on. I just don't get it. I just do not get it. It just doesn't make any sense. Goodness gracious. It just, I don't, Yeah, Austin Wells was 2 for 2 and had a home run. And you pinch hit Trevino. I don't even need to call out the stupidity on that. But nope, the analytics, the sheet that was just printed out this morning says lefty-lefty matchup. Nope, can't do that. Even though Austin Wells was 2 for 2 in the fucking game. Are you kidding me? I'm done with analytics, man. I'm done with this shit. I'm so done. Watch the game in front of you. You don't need a sheet of paper every second of the game telling you what to do. Is Jose Trevino hitting? No. Now, is the umpire complete BS on him? Yes. But the guy hasn't been hitting. Go with the hotter hand. Go with the guy that has a home run, has 2 hits in the game. Ben Rice had a homer off a lefty in this series. Off that same pitcher, actually. Poach, the lefty pitcher for the Rays. Well, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're acting like we have this deep lineup and we can get all cute with the mix matching and these matchups. Wells is one of your hottest hitters in this lineup right now, and you pinch hit him for Trevino. What? I'm over this stupid shit, man. It's it's just mind boggling how Yankee management is so tone deaf right now because this team is slumping massively. And then you make these little stupid changes thinking you're the smartest team in baseball because everybody knows it. Everybody, Michael Kay has said this, okay? And various people in the industry have said, oh, yeah, the Yankees believe like they're the smartest front office in Major League Baseball. Even though they haven't won shit in 15 plus years, they believe that they are the smartest front office. The way they operate, the way they do things, big egos, and they never believe they're wrong. And, and then they want to try and pull this crap too and say, the media tweets out Hal Steinbrenner's in Tampa this week. He's at the stadium. He's at the Trop for the Rays series. Oh, yeah, that really moves the needle for me. It's not like the Yankees spring training complex is right down the road. Nope, it's not like it's like 5-10 minute drive from the Trop. Nope. Of course. Yeah, that really moves the needle for me, guys. That really tells me, yep, our owner's pissed, our GM's pissed. Yeah, that really says it. I'm, get me to the trade deadline. I want to see what you do at the trade deadline to improve this team and not the crap you pulled last year by getting one mid reliever and two shit relievers and then calling it a day. No, I want to see what you actually do. What good players do you go out and actually acquire that can make a difference on this team? Because we only have Soto for one guaranteed year, if you don't remember. So it's all in or nothing. And you need to go out and have a historic deadline because a team slumping this bad is flat out impressive on an embarrassing level. You have slumps and then you have this. Worst record in Major League Baseball over the last month, beating the Oakland A's, the White Sox, all teams purposefully trying to lose, trying to tank. You have worse records than them over the last month. And you want me to believe right now that this is a championship caliber operation? No, I don't. Now, did I believe at the beginning of the year when this team had the best record in baseball that this could be the year? Yes, I did. Do I believe it now? No. Could I be persuaded in that changing? Yes, depends what they do at the deadline and then how they do moving forward. My mind can always change. But the way this team is constructed with an over $300 million payroll, and this is the product that we get year in and year out, it's not acceptable. It's unacceptable. And you know what? I'm going to pull up a stat for you too. Give me a minute. Sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to try and find this stat. Okay, here we go. The New York Yankees the last 3 seasons. So right now in 2024, they started at 49-21. Best record in Major League Baseball. They are now, on June 7th. This was from June 7th. So this is updated now to, I don't know. I can't do the math because I think the Yankees have won, 2 games since then? But on June 7th, it says 6-16 in the last 22 with 70 games remaining. 6-16. So I believe that's now 8 and 19. I could be wrong, but still not good. Still the worst. The Yankees in 2023 started at 36 and 25. They finished at 46 and 55. They missed the playoffs. That's when Judge went down and the whole entire team collapsed. 2022, they started 61 and 23. That's when everybody thought this was the 98 Yankees, the way they started, or best team ever. They finished 38 and 40 in the second half, and they got swept by the Astros in the ALCS. Now, that's a stat that is pretty alarming when you consider that it is the same thing over the last 3 years. The same thing. For whatever reason, when this team gets to the second half, they just go cold turkey. I don't know why, but it's pretty alarming. And you know what? I also listened to Ken Rosenthal talking about the state of the Yankees and him actually saying too, and this is pretty obvious, right? This team can't score unless they hit the ball out of the ballpark. That's pretty obvious because they can't steal bases. They can't bunt guys over well. They can't play small ball. Teams steal on them like crazy because you got the Yankees making stupid decisions like having Jose Trevino catch and can't throw guys out. And then even with Austin Wells has a better arm than Jose Trevino, but he still needs some work behind there. So you have the overall game plan against the Yankees. It's pretty simple. You put the ball in play, you get on base, you steal bases, and you likely win that game. The Yankees, you just have to keep them out of the ballpark. You have to keep the ball in the ballpark. You have to pitch around Judge and Soto, and then you're good. As long as you pitch around Judge and Soto, you're 85% chance, 90% chance, I would say, going to win that game. That's how it's been. And why teams don't do that more in terms of pitch around Judge and Soto, I don't know. Because that is really the strategy. That's the blueprint. I mean, going back to when the Red Sox set the record for stolen bases as a franchise against us, when Trevino had a noodle arm and still does and can't throw anybody out, that sent a message to the rest of the league. Yep, this is the game plan against the Yankees. This team is so easily exposed. And I don't know. I don't know what they could do at the deadline to greatly improve this team because this team needs a lot. It needs offense. It needs another power bat. It needs guys that can hit for more contact. It needs bullpen help. It needs starting pitching help. It needs pretty much everything. And for an over $300 million payroll, that's pretty astonishing, honestly. It really is. If I were the Yankee owner, I'd be pretty pissed off, but it's not my team, it's Hal's. And I really don't know how pissed off he is. I don't know. Unless profits are really sinking like crazy, I don't think he's really too pissed. But that's just me. You know what? He went out. He got Juan Soto. We know why he got Juan Soto. He got Juan Soto because if the Yankees went into the offseason after the disaster that was 2023, you know how many people were canceling their season tickets? He needed to make a big move. He knew he needed to make a big splash in order to get those season ticket sales back up. And he did. And that's why you could actually make the good argument that he won't let Soto walk, kind of like an Aaron Judge situation, because if he does, then season tickets are going to plummet. People are going to be pissed, especially at the stakes with this year. The Yankees, say, gosh forbid, don't make the postseason, or if they do, they're a wild card exit. Imagine the uproar. Then you let Juan Soto walk out the building. So that's actually a fair argument that Hal will pony up and pay Soto. That's an argument actually that I've heard that makes a lot of sense. I actually agree with that. But at the end of the day, Juan Soto alone doesn't make this team World Series caliber. I mean, we came into the season, we saw how great the record was. They probably did overperform a bit, right? But we saw how great they were the first half of the year, mostly the first half of the year. And, we had World Series aspirations, and now this team has completely just collapsed. And yeah, you can't call this a slump. A slump is an understatement. A slump is a few bad weeks. This has been over the course of a month at a minimum, well over a month. And it's just, I don't know, you know, and, this team has spurts where they, can drive in a couple runs here and there, but up and down the lineup, it's so many easy outs. DJ's old, he stinks, can't run. Volpe is just lost. He's in the worst slump. I mean, right now he got off to an amazing start to this year, better than anybody could have expected. And the last month and a half, he just has been nothing. He's done nothing. And they moved him out of the leadoff spot. Have him batting lower in the order, 6, 7 hole, and it just continues. It just, it's just the same thing. Gleyber Torres all year he's been bad, and he's heading into free agency. So not good for him. Not good for us either, considering how much we relied on him last year. So I don't know. Realistically, I think it's kind of a weak market too, in terms of trade deadline, who's available. I saw Brent Rooker on the A's. I actually like this guy for a power bat, but the problem is he plays left field, and it's like, how are you going? Like, who are you going? Obviously, you sit for Dugo, right? But he's a right-handed bat, and we already have kind of a lot of righties in this lineup. I know we have some more lefties, but I don't know. What are the A's going to want for him? He's hitting 279, 18 home runs. I like him, But other than that, Jazz Chisholm, like, come on, man. The Marlins, they're going to trade him, but they're going to ask the moon for him. And, he's got a 1.1 WAR, 256 batting average, 11 home runs, 325 on base. He doesn't jump out at you. He's not a guy like, I'm going to give up 3 top 5 prospects for that guy. Yeah, no. There's a lot of good bullpen arms out there. Not a lot of starting pitching. And the interesting thing, too, if you look at the wild card standings, there are a lot of teams that are in it that you would say, I don't know if they're going to be sellers. The Red Sox are just a game and a half out of they have the third wild card spot. Actually, Minnesota's a game and a half up on them. They're 51 and 41. Boston, so they're right in the playoff hunt. Kansas City's a game back. Houston's 2.5 back. Tampa Bay's 5.5 back. So Boston, Kansas City, Houston, and you could include Tampa, I guess, but 5.5's a lot, though, but still approachable. Those 4 teams you can all consider technically uncertain as to whether they're going to sell or not based on their current standings. And then you go to the NL. You have Atlanta with the first spot, St. Louis in the second spot, and then you have the Mets with that third spot. San Diego tied with them for the fourth spot. Then you have Arizona, a game and a half out. Pittsburgh, 2.5 out. Chicago, 3 games out. Cincinnati, 3 games out. San Francisco, 3 games out. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams that all have a chance still to get a wild card spot and make the playoffs. So you have 7 National League teams, and what did we say? 4 American League teams. So that's 11 teams right now that we're pretty uncertain whether they're going to sell or not. And that's a lot. 30 teams. 11 of them were uncertain. And you got to count to all the teams that are in playoff contention right now. The Yankees, the Twins, the Mariners, Orioles, Guardians, Dodgers, Phillies. It's over half the league. There's a lot of teams that are either in definite playoff contention right now or are close to it or very much at the cusp of being there. I mean, I don't know. You have that too. We usually don't. I don't think we usually see that. So, got to figure it out, man. And you know, but overall, this series, Yankees. The key highlights: Carlos Rodon stunk. The fastball continues to hurt him. First innings, awful ERA over 9. Continue to hurt him as well. Carlos Rodon, he settled down after that, but still wasn't a good outing. Take what you want from it, in that game. But it wasn't a good outing. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. Did have 5 strikeouts, but, he's got to be better out of the gate. That's been the Yankees' problem, too. The first inning, they just give up way too many runs. And then you go to Wednesday's game. They win that one by a nail biter, 2-1. Bullpen came up clutch. Tim Hill, Clay Holmes. Tim Hill, he's been great as a Yankee. We got him. He was DFA'd by the White Sox, the worst team in baseball. And Tim Hill, as a Yankee, he's had a 2.6 ERA. I mean, he's been great. I mean, this is a guy with the White Sox who had I think it was like a well over 5 ERA or in the 6s. I mean, he was awful with the White Sox. We pick him up. He's a lefty. He's been good with us. Bullpen came up huge. It was him. Holmes came in for a 4-out save. Luke Weaver, who's been our setup guy, he was amazing. Inning and 2/3 with a strikeout. Got out. He got a huge double play ball too in one of those innings. Tommy Kahnle came in for 2/3 of an inning. He was great. And they really helped out Marcus Stroman, who was good. Marcus Stroman was great in the second game, but then, kind of in the 5th inning, he fell off cliff a little bit, had trouble commanding the zone. Yankees pulled him before he gave up too much damage. So his final line, 4 1/3, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And the reason, too, the Yankees win this game, not just because of the bullpen, is Trent Grisham. He had a huge game, drove in 2 runs. First one RBI double in the first. And then he had a sac fly to bring in a run. It was a nice piece of hitting. Double was actually in the top of the second, sorry. But then he had a sac fly to bring in a second run. And, he did his job. I mean, he was the MVP of that game, okay? And then he really bailed Clay Holmes out. After putting the Yankees up 2-0 in the 4th, you go down to the bottom of the 8th. There's 2 outs, and the Rays batter, Yandy Diaz, who absolutely crushed the Yankees, he scorched the ball into right center. Grisham, being the Gold Glove outfielder that he is, ran it down and made an amazing play to really save the game. Rays had runners on first and second. And, then it went into the 9th, and Clay Holmes was able to get his shit together, and boom, Yankees won. And then all the while, though, we go 24 hours later, and the Yankees lose yet another series, and I recapped that already. So there you have it. I'm really sorry. This episode, honestly, it hasn't been as crisp. I've kind of been all over the place with the stats and everything, but there's just so much negative to talk about right now. This team has just hit a beyond low point. I mean, this is clearly rock bottom. I mean, we've actually been at rock bottom for several weeks, so it sucks. And I don't know. If you want any optimism right now, just think of it'll be nice at least that this team will get a little bit of a break at the All-Star break, and then a few weeks after that, we'll have the trade deadline. That's on July 31st. And hopefully this team by then can figure their shit out and get back on track and hopefully make a run in the postseason. Again, it's all we can ask. And I know Yankee fans, you and I and everybody, it feels like the same shit all over again. And that's what the numbers are telling us and this and that. And I can't blame you for thinking that. I'm thinking that too, honestly, right now. And until this team makes drastic changes, because the clear holes are there of what this team desperately needs to have any chance of making a World Series run this year, then you know what? That's kind of going to be the mindset because right now, I mean, this lineup up and down is terrible outside of a few guys, and they need to add. They need to add, and they need to add pitching and get healthy too. Get Stanton back, and we'll see. They said Stanton will probably be back to playing. They said he can possibly avoid a rehab stint if they give him like some pitching machine, whatever. I don't know if I agree with that, but they're desperate. They need him back as soon as possible, and yeah, hopefully he can stay healthy, but who knows at this rate. So that's it. That's it anyway. Let's hope we don't get swept in Baltimore because this could get even worse, possibly. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your night, everybody, and let's hope this team can turn it around. That's it. Have a good night.